I don't have grace under pressure. Hey everyone, and welcome to Chef AJ Live. I'm your host, Chef AJ, and this is where I introduce you to amazing people like you who are doing great things in the world that I think you should know about. My guest today is Jacqueline Jones. She is from the SolFood Collective, and she's going to be talking about food as medicine and also demonstrating an amazingly delicious recipe. Please welcome her to the show. It's so nice to meet you. And I forget, how did we connect in the first place?
Through a mutual friend, Jeff. He said that we needed to connect and that he's been on your show before.
Great. Well, that's how most of my guests come to me. So welcome. So tell us a little bit about yourself and your journey in the plant-based world.
Yeah. So I started, and this is all in my presentation as well, but I was diagnosed with an autoimmune disease, and my only option was, because I was allergic to the drug they put me on, was low dose of chemotherapy. So I decided to try to use food as medicine, didn't know much about it. Did a ton of research and completely reversed all of my symptoms. I was in a wheelchair, had to use a cane to get around the house, and completely reversed my symptoms and thought, I need to tell everyone about this. I had no idea the foods that we ate and how they so drastically affect our health. So that became my mission. I've been doing it for 6 years now. And I opened a little vegan kitchen so that way I can just start cooking food for people.
That's amazing. May I ask which autoimmune disease you had?
Yes, ankylosing spondylitis.
I know of that one. Sabrina Nelson, the wife of Jeff Nelson, the founder of VegSource, had that one, found Dr. McDougall, and she's been fine for so many years now.
Yep. Yeah, it's really scary because your spine essentially is fusing, and they call it the bamboo spine. And it's just really frightening when you get up and you have zero mobility, and any type of movement makes your spine feel like it's just going to completely snap. So yeah, and it's all inflammatory. So it's about lowering that inflammation, keeping it at bay, and eating the right foods to do that.
How did you find out about a plant-based diet for disease reversal? Did you just Google it, or did you hear somebody else's story of recovery?
I actually had a friend that told me, I was a stylist at the time, wardrobe stylist, and we were on set, and I was constantly in pain. She's like, why don't you try herbs? I've heard so many, like in India, they use herbs for everything. I was like, really? She's like, yeah, try herbs. And I thought she was crazy. I was like, how is an herb going to help me and with my pain? Well, it was Super Bowl Sunday, the worst day to pick to go vegan, because I was used to, pizza and wings and beers. And I woke up that day and I was like, I'm going to try those herbs that you were telling me about, and I'm going to cook a vegan meal. So I sat there by myself. No one wanted to come over and eat with me at this point. So I sat there and I had a vegan meal, and she's like, you know what? Because we work together all the time. She was like, I'll do it with you. We never turned back. Like, she's still vegan, I'm still vegan, and I just tried it and I researched. And the more books I read and the more I started researching, that's when I was like, I need to go to school and get certified in this, so that way I'm a little bit more legit and I can really help people. And I just learned so much along the way, and it's just constantly about doing that research. And I had no idea. Until, and it only took 30 days. Even after 2 weeks, I started noticing a difference, but your body has to go through that detox process, right? So you're detoxing and getting rid, and I was on medications for so many years. So I was really getting all of that out of my system. And then it was just I woke up, and it used to take me about 45 minutes to get out of bed and get moving, because I was all hunched over, and to stand up and get in the shower and wash my hair. I had to that was a 45-minute process to get me to that point. So, it was how quickly, within a couple weeks, I was able to get out of bed. And I was like, oh, this feels really good. And then after 30 days, I'm walking around. I went and took a yoga class, and my friends were like, what happened? I was like, I'm eating plants. Who knew herbs and, legumes and all of these things? They were like, seriously? I was like, yeah. And luckily I knew how to cook. I'll never forget. It's the first question. Where do you get your protein? Everyone asks it. I mean, I'm just like, I find it so annoying. I'm like, God, why do people always say that? But I was the exact same way, because you don't know, right? So going vegan, I knew nothing about doing it. So I was like, where am I going to get my protein? So I read that lentils were very high in protein. So I just made lentils, just cooked them in water. And I was like, there has to be more to life than this. Like, I really hope that this is going to get better. So then I read about Japanese sweet potatoes and how healthy they were. And then, anything with a purple skin, like a berry or purple kale, purple kale and purple cabbage. Anything with anything purple has an extra antioxidant called anthocyanin. And I was like, so then I got on a purple kick. I was only eating all purple vegetables, like tons of them. So I was eating Japanese sweet potatoes, and I started mixing the sweet potatoes with the lentils because, like I said, I was just a week in. I didn't know. And then I was like, okay, I'm going to veganize something that I really like to eat. And I just started doing like the vegan healthy versions of all of the things that I like to eat. And that's how I did it. And I was like, this is actually pretty easy. And then you learn along the way. I learned like, don't use coconut milk to make like mushroom stroganoff because it gives it a sweet coconutty flavor, like boil some cashews and grind them up and use that instead. And, it's just, working out all of the kinks. So I did that. And, everyone asked me, like, I would love to go plant-based. I just don't know how to do it. I don't know where to begin. Where do I get my protein? And I give them a quick little spiel on like how to do it, like how to start incorporating more plants. I actually created a guide, 10 days of plant-based living, tells you what to do every morning, every night, how to prep. It's a complete guide. You get breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, all of the recipes, the nutrition facts, everything. And all of the recipes take less than 30 minutes. And they're really easy because I find you don't want to, for anyone trying to go plant-based, you don't want to throw something very difficult, ingredients that are hard to find. So I just tried to take exactly what I went through of what do I love? Like there's a Mediterranean pizza on there, a lemon pasta, things so you don't feel like, whoa, this is a bit too much. It's just like an ease, like to ease you into it. And I just want people to really give it a chance and really try and experiment. It's okay if you mess up. We all do. And just know that, well, that recipe didn't work. I got to fix it or move on and try something new.
Wow. Have you, the doctor that originally diagnosed you, does he know about your recovery?
Yeah, so I would have to go in every 30 days and get measured because I couldn't turn my neck at all. Like I was literally, when I tell you I was frozen stiff, I was frozen stiff like this for 3 months. Couldn't move anyway. So when I went vegan, I after 30 days, I went for my checkup and I didn't come with my cane or anything. And I just walked in there and I was doing this. And she was like, oh my gosh, did you go to a different specialist? Like what happened? I was like, no, I went vegan. This is just 30 days of eating nothing but plants. And she was like, oh my gosh, I haven't been back. I haven't seen her since. That was 6 years ago.
That's amazing. Wow.
Yeah.
Good for you. Did you encounter any other people that had your same diagnosis that had recovery?
No, I haven't met anyone personally but I was on the Great Food Truck Race. I was the only vegan food truck on there, season 10. And when I was on that show, I got, a ton of emails once people learned about my condition saying, oh my gosh, I have this, or, my husband has this. Can you please help us? What did you do? How did you do it? And I was in touch that way, via email, just trying to help people, any way that I could. I took a lot of phone calls. I was just giving people no idea who they were. I'm like, just call me. Here's my personal cell phone. Like, how can I help you? It's like, I don't even care at this point. The amount of pain that you're in, it's like being at a 10 on the pain scale every single day of your life, that it becomes normal. So when you don't have that pain and being pain free for the first time, it's like, I cry when I think about it. I can't explain to you what that feeling is like after you live with that chronic pain every single day. And just knowing that, it's like, I just want to help everyone like feel that same way and live this amazing lifestyle and sustain it and succeed at it. So whatever I can do to help people, I'm here.
That's amazing. You said it took about 30 days. Was it like progressively you got better, or like day 30, it's like, whoa, I'm better?
It was definitely a progression. So through this whole journey, I had, prior to going vegan, I had a huge hormone imbalance. So I had gained 40 pounds. I started losing my hair. I was just completely and utterly miserable. They had me in so many medications. And then I had like, poor gut health and acid reflux because of all of the medications I was on. And, just within 30 days, I was feeling like definitely my inflammation was lowered, but then it took about 3 months to balance my hormones. I just started researching, what do I need to eat to get my hormones balanced? So within 3 months, I lost the 40 pounds, my hair grew back. And then I started, your hormones are in charge of so much that goes on in your body. So just by balancing my hormones, like using maca is so powerful that if I think for even now, currently, just a month ago, I'm like, I don't know, I feel like my hormones might be out of whack. So I'll put maca in with my oat milk and froth it and have it with some coffee or some tea in the morning. It will actually, I'll start getting hormone symptoms if I'm already balanced and I use maca to try to balance my hormones. It's so powerful, I can't express. So I just started doing the maca and balance my hormones. That was 3 months. And then within 6 months, it's like everything was just I was just going 100%, no pain. I started doing yoga for the first time. I wasn't able to even do yoga because I couldn't move. So I was doing yoga and I started a meditation practice, and I really got into the whole mind body. I started hosting retreats at my house, doing that 3-course plant-based meals, mind body movement, yoga, meditation, whatever. So I started doing that, and yeah, I mean, within 6 months, it was full on, I was great.
That's amazing. That's amazing. You should write a book about that.
I should.
So tell me about SolFood Collective. When did you start it? What do you do there?
Yeah, so I started SolFood Collective. So I was diagnosed in 2016, late 2015. I went vegan 2016, and 2 years later, and then I went back to school. And 2 years later, I started SolFood Collective. That's when I started doing retreats out in Los Angeles. So I started off doing retreats, and then it just has kind of snowballed into, I started doing private chefing. And then I had all of those contacts from being a wardrobe stylist for so many years in production that they started hiring me to be a vegan caterer. So then I started doing the catering, and then the pandemic happened, and I was like, you know what? This is a perfect opportunity for me to go back home. My grandma was turning 100 years old, and I just kept thinking, oh dear, if anything happens to her and I'm not there and I'm stuck here because of the pandemic, I'm super, super close with my grandma. So I ended up coming home, spending time with Grams, and my mom works at a wellness center, and she would always talk about me and her clients. I can't wait. Whenever she comes home, I want to do a dinner party. Well, then I moved here. So they ended up hiring me as their personal chef. So then I started doing the personal chef thing for some families, and that just snowballed into a space became available, a kitchen became available, and I hopped on that opportunity. And so now I just do all pre-orders. Everyone orders by Friday, and they come pick up their meals the following Tuesday. And it's all organic. I'm a big believer in eating organically. It's all organic. It's 100% vegan. Everything, all of my dressings are healthy. My ranch is cashew based with herbs. It's not, some fake mayo or anything like that. And just really healthy meals. It's it's a lot of work, and I never saw myself doing this. But I actually really like it because it gives me the opportunity to show people look at how amazing, I have a Cobb salad on the menu that's made with, coconut bacon with a little liquid smoke and whatnot. And it's look, you can still have all of the yummy things in the ranch dressings. You just have the healthier version of it. And it's actually, promoting good gut health and lowering your inflammation. And if I can get that into people's homes without me having to physically be there, then, that's all I really care about. Just eat some more plants, lower your inflammation, live a long, healthy life.
That's incredible. So people can pick up food from you obviously it's all vegan, all plant-based. Do you do any dietary restrictions for people maybe that don't want oil or sugar or salt or gluten or soy or nuts or things like that? Can you customize it all?
Yes, a little bit. I just opened at the end of January, and I'm currently the only employee. So special requests no onion, no this. I have to hold the request. You have to pick your onions off right now, just because I'm the only one in there, and I've actually been really, really busy. But I use Sometimes I use, when I'm able, vegetable broth instead of oil. Very little oil, very, very little salt. Sometimes I don't salt things at all. It's really and truly as healthy. Like the avocado boats that we're making today, there's no oil in that and those. So yeah, I try to keep it super, super clean. My liquid gold, actually a local health food store just picked it up. I'm going to start selling it there. But, it's just 6 simple ingredients. It's a cheese sauce. It was on the Food Network, and Tyler Florence, he would come to the truck and try your food and give his opinion on it. And he tried it. He was like, oh my gosh. He was like, don't even call it cheese. He's like, call it crack sauce. He's like, this stuff is insane. And then he pulled me aside after and was like, you need to market this and sell this stuff. He's like, this is the best vegan cheese I've ever had. And it's just 6 clean ingredients, cashews, turmeric and pepper. You have to have that pepper with the turmeric to lower the inflammation. It makes it more bioavailable, and just really clean, very, very healthy. And everyone is loving it. I sell out of it every week.
That's amazing. What was it like being on that show? And can we still see it somewhere? Is it available for us to see anywhere?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's on the Food Network. It's season 10. I'm pretty sure you can stream it. I think you can even watch episodes on YouTube, if I'm not mistaken. I can't remember which platform I used to watch it, but it was absolutely insane. I keep telling myself anytime I'm having a rough day, I'm like, you got through the food truck show. Like, you can do this. Like, it was very, very, it was intense. It was very stressful because I was the team captain and the chef of the entire, so I had 2 teammates. I can't give it away I really want people to see it because it's insane what happens to us. But I would be, I would have my teammate driving to the next location, and I'm sitting there like writing new recipes because we shopped at Sam's Clubs and Costco's and whatnot, and they don't carry like cilantro and like the fresh herbs and things like that. It was or vegan products. A lot more do now, but we were in the South, so your product availability was very, very limited for being a vegan. So it was very, very challenging. So I was constantly having to recreate recipes on the fly. It was very, very, very stressful, but it was amazing. It was such an incredible experience. And the people, oh my gosh, the other teams were amazing and so supportive. And we're still we're a food truck family.
That sounds like a lot of fun. I'll definitely want to.
You have to see it.
Yeah. So how did you think of your name, Soul Food? Because when I think of soul food, you're spelling it SOL instead of SOUL.
Yeah, soul like the sun, and our solar plexus, our 3rd chakra, is located just above the belly button, and that's where we digest food in life. That's where all of that gets processed. So, and that chakra color is actually yellow. So that's how I came up with the name Soul Food. And then collective, because it started off as retreats, and we're a collective. I would bring in other healers, teachers to really come together and bring everyone together to, unite with the same, not the same energy, but like the good energy and the good vibrations.
That's nice. That's great. I know you were going to make a recipe, but I think you wanted to share screen and show some slides.
Oh yeah, we talked about most of it, so I can just briefly go through it, which was really great. I love that we had that conversation, so that way it wasn't like I was, preaching to everyone. So it was great. This was just the story that I shared with you. That's the little curvature. Can you see it?
Not yet.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
Yeah, push share screen.
Yeah, let me hit that first. Sorry, I got way ahead of myself. Share screen. Do you see it?
Not yet. We should have practiced this before the show, but I had my own little computer emergency. Oh, now I see it. Perfect.
Now you see it. Okay, perfect. Okay. So this was the story that I just told you guys. The pain and everything started at a very young age of 15 when I was diagnosed with scoliosis. But, and then it progressed into my 20s. Every single doctor I went to was telling me that I had, a herniated disc. And it wasn't until I landed in the emergency room in such utter pain that's when he told me to go to the rheumatologist, who then diagnosed me with ankylosing spondylitis. So I told you about the chemotherapy being my alternative. And then I said no. And we talked about all of this, just the progression of me getting better, becoming a health coach, being on the food truck race, doing my retreats. It's so funny because you literally asked me every question that I had that I was going to present. It was like you got a copy of my presentation. I was like, oh, this is
I was going to say either I'm a good interviewer or I'm psychic.
You're both. These are just, this is what I serve at my kitchen. That's a portobello steak with broccoli with some nutritional yeast and some cauliflower banh mi bowls there. And then I was just going to talk about, how environmental toxins are increasing and our food quality is decreasing, causing inflammation. And that inflammation is the root cause of all disease. And things that cause inflammation are the environmental factors like pollution and our cleaning products and our beauty products. It's so important to go green on these things, especially your skin being your biggest organ. You really want to pay attention to what you're putting on your body, as well as in your body with your diet. And the food quality just isn't what it used to be. So I always recommend sort of going straight to your farmer, try to do farmers markets, try to do farm boxes, like a local CSA would be really great. So it goes from the farmer to you to really make sure you're getting all of those nutrients. I have to say, California, I lived at the farmers market. That's the only place I did my grocery shopping. And now living in the Midwest, we don't have that luxury of having food all year round, fresh veggies and farmers being able to grow all year round. And I totally can tell the difference of 100% in my health. I still feel good. I don't feel the way I felt when I was getting it direct from the farmer in California all year round. So I feel amazing in the summer months here. In the winter months, it's like, I don't know. Poor gut health causes inflammation. We're going to talk about that in a second. And stress. Your gut health is so important. It is your second brain. Your brain and your gut are connected via the vagus nerve and they affect one another. That's why when you get really stressed out or anxious, you feel like you have a pit in your stomach, you have that anxiety. That is that connection right there. So it's really great to do meditation, breathing exercises, and eat well. And 80% of our immune system resides in our gut. That's huge. So having poor gut health means you have a weak immune system. You can have digestion issues, acid reflux, bloating, constipation, skin issues, hormone imbalances, autoimmune diseases, diseases in general, and cancer. Killers of gut health are animal proteins, antibiotics. Always consult with your doctor, but it's a really great idea if you have to be on an antibiotic to take it with a high dose of probiotics, like 100 billion. They even make a 400 billion CFU probiotic that you only take for 5 days in conjunction with your antibiotic so that way your gut isn't completely depleted. Eggs and dairy, fried foods, processed foods, medications, alcohol, cigarette smoke, lack of exercise, lack of sleep. Sleep is so important for gut health. And too much stress and sugar. Heroes of gut health, phytonutrients. Phyto, Greek word for plant. So plant nutrients. You see here, the apple has thousands of vitamin and minerals and so good for you compared to a multivitamin. Always try to get your vitamins and minerals straight from the source. So what should we be eating? What promotes good gut health? Well, leafy greens, Swiss chard, kale, spinach, watercress. Kale is so good. Just if you can, when you strip it, really massage the kale. It breaks down, that everyone thought it was like, well, it kind of was a trend. Massaged kale was on all of the menus. It actually helps you digest the kale a little bit better and breaks down the cellular wall. So you're actually able to absorb more nutrients. Watercress is so, it has a lot of vitamin C. It's very, very, very good for you. It's a bit on the spicy side. I love adding it as like a little topper to a salad, or I throw it in a smoothie with some sweet peaches. It sounds crazy, but it's absolutely delicious. Cruciferous veggies, cabbage is on there. Always go for the purple skin if you can. It has that extra antioxidant that we want. Fruit, orange, pineapple, lemon. Blueberry, blackberry, raspberries. Pineapple contains a lot of great digestive enzymes. In the center, the stem that we always lop off and throw away and eat, that it contains all the bromelain that we need. All of the anti-inflammatories are in there. So juice it, put it in a smoothie. Just do not throw it out. You want that. You want the stem, the core of the pineapple. Nuts, almonds, walnuts, cashews. There was a study done that a handful of cashews, 5 cashews, actually acts like Prozac to the brain, for the brain. So it increases your serotonin levels. Walnuts are also great for brain function and memory. And almonds are great to pair with different fruits. It slows down that sugar going through the body and redistributes it in ways so it just doesn't spike your blood sugar. Beans, turmeric with black pepper. Just make sure if you are going to take a turmeric supplement that it does have the black pepper in it. This makes it more bioavailable. And if you compare it with a fat, like a nut or something, it really helps it absorb a lot better. Cinnamon, and if you do the root, just put some if you're juicing it or whatnot, just put some black pepper in there. Cinnamon, herbs, probiotics. I talked about the probiotics. I think if you have an autoimmune issue, a disease, you can take 30 billion, or you could take CFUs, or you could take like up to 100. I would say always consult with your doctor, of course. You really have to experiment and see what works best for your gut. If you're pretty healthy, everything's good. I think 20 billion just to maintain would be fine. But it's really important to get a really good probiotic, and not all probiotics are vegan. So most of them are cultured in dairy. So really read the label and make sure that it says vegan and soy free on there. So that way you're not accidentally consuming dairy. Avocados. I'm an avocado a day keeps the doctor away type person. Avocados are an excellent healthy fat. Anytime you pair any plant with an avocado, it boosts the nutritional value of that plant. So I'm obsessed with avocados, which is why we're doing this recipe today. And aloe is one of the best things you can have for your gut. You can get pure aloe juice. It's found in the vitamin section, not the box beverage section. You don't want that. It probably has added sugars or whatnot. You can get the actual aloe leaf and just cut it open, add it to a smoothie. It's like kind of like gel. Those are Whole Foods, Sprouts, they have those. Let's see, garlic, ginger, carrot, celery, cucumbers, all good things. These are all prebiotics for your probiotic. You don't need to buy prebiotics. If you eat a plant-forward diet, 90% plants, those are your prebiotics. So eating this way, reduces inflammation, improves your skin. It's great for your gum tissue, really boosts the immune system. Reduces oxidative stress. You're getting so many antioxidants eating these plants that you're removing the free radicals from the body, and the free radicals are what cause disease in the body, and improves your heart health. So my question for everyone today is, after hearing everything that we've talked about, are you taking care of you? Are you being honest about what you're eating? Are you shopping the perimeter, or are you eating more box things, prepackaged things? Eat real food, plant-based, whole foods are best. Get your exercise, do yoga, do some chair yoga if you're at an office or you work remote and you're always in your chair. Get up and do some stretching and do a little 15-minute chair yoga exercise. And start incorporating some meditation into your life, like whether it be when you first wake up in the morning, maybe say 3 things you're grateful for, and then just lay in silence, try not to fall back asleep for maybe 5 minutes, or right before you go to bed, just take 5 minutes, express gratitude for everything that's happened that day, and take 5 minutes to really meditate. Just start there. And there's also so many apps you can use too. And breath work. Box breathing. I told Chef AJ that we were going to do this when we were having computer issues. She's like, I need to just breathe. I'm like, we're going to do some breathing. So let's do that, Chef AJ. Let's do just a real quick, let's show everyone that this is something you can do. You can do 30 seconds of it. You can do a minute would be ideal, but you just do 4 seconds in, hold, 4 seconds out, hold for 4 seconds. So you do 4 seconds, a count of 4. And this really brings you back to homeostasis and kind of just mellows you out. So let's just take a big deep breath out. Okay. And then inhale for 4, 2, 3, 4. Hold for 4, 2, 3, 4. Exhale for 4, 2, 3, 4. And hold for 4, 2, 3, 4. Do that a few times, maybe for 30 seconds, work up to a minute, and it really just calms your nerves. Another thing you could start doing, drink room temp water with lemon. Lemon is excellent, full of vitamin C and really great to balance the pH in the body. Take a probiotic, get 7 to 8 hours of sleep a night, at least try to. It's when your body rests and really rejuvenates and replenishes. And, work with your doctor or a health coach to achieve a healthy lifestyle. And thank you so much.
Nice. Thank you.
Let's see, let me get back to you. Stop share. There we go. There we go.
Well, everybody's all the chat is buzzing about your liquid gold and wanting to know, can they buy it? Can they get the recipe? Where can they find it?
Well, it's not shippable yet because there aren't any preservatives in it. So I can't ship it to anyone. You can, if you're in the Ohio area or live in Southern Michigan, you're more than welcome to connect and I can give it to you. But for anyone that's not close by, unfortunately, and I can't give away the recipe because I'm going to bottle it and hopefully it'll be in Whole Foods or other health food markets soon.
That's incredible. When it's bottled, will it be like a refrigerated item, you think?
Yes. Yeah. It'll be refrigerated. There's 2 different processes I can do. One, it wouldn't have to be refrigerated, but I would have to alter the recipe so slightly. And then the other one is just keep it nice and clean. And it's a different process that you do in bottling that will preserve it, but it will have to be in the refrigerator, where the other one, if I alter it, wouldn't have to be, but I don't want to add anything to it because it's perfect. So that's where I'm at with that now, figuring out which process.
Right. What about dehydrating it that we could just reconstitute it? Then you could ship it everywhere.
Yeah, right, into a little powder. That's also an option. I'm getting connected. There's a few people that I've been in touch with about this process. So the ball is definitely rolling on that for sure.
Wow. So Jerry's saying, is it safer to eat roasted cashews if one is going to eat them?
I do raw cashews. I think, doing raw is best, but I mean, if you want to do roasted, just don't do roasted and salted. Just do the roasted cashews.
And there's a question, does white pepper work as well as black pepper with turmeric for anti-inflammatory?
And no, it is the black pepper that you need.
Nice. And did you mention some quick guide? Kim saying, where can I get the quick guide?
Oh, my 10-day guide. So this 10-day guide is on my website. That's SOL, soul is in the sun, SolFoodCollective.com. It's under recipes, recipe books. If you use the code HEALTHY, you can save 10% on it. And there's an anti-inflammatory recipe book that has 15 or 30 recipes, I think, in there. Yes, 30 recipes in there. And then, and this guide, you'll get 2 of these. There's 2 weeks of it. So this is, you get every single one of these recipes and things like that. So that's on my website, SolFoodCollective.com, and then click recipe books and it'll take you. I have a 7-day reset. It's a little bit more hardcore as far as recipes go. They're very, very clean. For, maybe the next step up from a beginner. I'm sure it's fine for beginners too. There's a little bit more that is involved with that, but that is just a complete guide of just to reset the system. 7 days, you do juice in the morning, but you eat throughout the day. So, but you're eating very, very clean foods that are very easy on the body. So yeah, it's 7 days if you wanted to do that one, not do 10.
And people are saying they love your shirt. Do you sell them on your website?
Oh, I do. So I just go through a company, so it's on there, SolFoodCollective.com, and go down to merchandise. I have to make sure that I'm in the process of transferring my website over to a different platform. I need to I've outgrown the one that I'm on. And so I have to make sure that link is still live. But yeah, Feed Your Soul. I go through this company. I'm sure you've heard of it, Zazzle. So you just click on it and order it, and they just ship it directly to you. But I'll have to make sure that link is live. I'll do it right after I get off with you and make sure that it's visible on the website.
That's great. Thank you. Tell us what kind of foods do you eat in a day?
I juice every single morning. I actually juice usually on Sundays. And I have a juice every single morning. When I first went vegan, the one thing I should say is when I first went vegan to really lower my inflammation is I juiced every single day. I would have 4 32-ounce juices, green juices, beet juices. So I'm a huge believer in juicing. So I always start off with the juice. Then I have this coffee that I love to do. Oh, I want to show you something. This is a great alternative. So I love coffee. I do 6 ounces of coffee a day, and I froth some oat milk. I love the Milk, MALK brand, because it's just oats, pink Himalayan salt, and water. That's all that's in it. It doesn't have all the other junk in there. And they have pecan, I think, walnut milk. They have other milks. But I take that, and then I do a little tahini or peanut butter, and I froth it in a frother, and I pour that over my coffee. But if I want to take a break from coffee, I'm sure maybe you've heard of this, Chef AJ, the Dandy Blend. It's so good. So it's powdered. It truly tastes like a European espresso. I can't express it. And it's good for you. It's dandelion root, chicory root, dandelion root, and sugar beet extracts. So, I mean, it's good for you, and it's so creamy and dreamy. And especially at night when you just want to have maybe a little espresso after dinner or something, this is like a lifesaver. I love that Dandy Blend.
That's neat. What frother do you use? Do you have it handy? Because I'd be interested in a frother.
Yeah. I just got this, honestly, from Amazon. It looks like this. So you can see the brand.
Looks like Vava, V-A-V-A.
Yeah, V-A-V-A. It's on Amazon. I think it was $36, $38. And it's hot and cold. That's why I got it, because I do a warm. And if you know those little stick ones, you can do that too at froth it, but I like a hot froth with some oat milk and either tahini or peanut butter, just like a teaspoonful. The tahini is such an awesome flavor. I love that one.
Will it do it without the added fat? Will it froth just boxed oat milk?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, you don't need to add anything to it. Just do regular, put some oat milk in there, and it froths up very nicely.
That sounds amazing.
So good.
Wow, I love that.
Yeah. So do you want me to show you how to make these avocado boats now?
Absolutely.
Okay, let's do that. All right. Here we go. Angle you guys down so you can really see. Okay, so in here I have 1 can of garbanzo beans, organic garbanzo beans. So I'm gonna use a masher for this, but honestly, if you have a food processor, I just didn't bust it out because it's loud. You can just pulse it, and you can put all of these ingredients in and pulse it. And it takes like 2 seconds. It's amazing. That's what I usually do, but I'm going to do it the long way so I can talk to you guys longer. So if you want this recipe, Chef AJ, you have it, right? Link.
Yeah, I put it in the show notes.
Okay, perfect. So you guys can go on the website and get that recipe. So you have 1 can of chickpeas, okay? And to that, red onion, because remember it has that 1 extra antioxidant, anthocyanin, that we want. Okay, so that is a 1/4 cup of red onion in there. Okay, and then you'll want to add your turmeric and garlic powder, salt. You don't have to put the salt in if you don't want. A little bit of black pepper, because you always want that black pepper with the turmeric, and coriander. So in here I have a teaspoon of the turmeric, a 1/4 teaspoon of the garlic powder. I have combined together a 1/4 teaspoon of salt and pepper. So like maybe an 1/8 of each, very, very small amount. And a 1/4 teaspoon of the coriander. Okay, put that in there. And I'm just gonna go ahead, it's okay. You can do, you can use a fork with this if you want to. I think that the potato masher works a little bit faster if you have it. But honestly, like, you don't want to get it super mushy. You want it kind of the consistency of like an egg salad. You know, you don't want it, you just don't want it like super, runny. You still want to have some nice chunks in there, but this doesn't take too long to do it this way. So you just do that. Okay, clean this out. I'm telling you, if you have a food processor, it's a lot faster, even though this was pretty fast. Okay. And then it looks like that. It's okay if you still have some full chickpeas in there. Okay, looks like that. So we have our chickpeas, we have our seasoning, and then you add dill, fresh dill to that, 2 tablespoons of fresh dill. If you don't have any fresh dill, you can use dry, but fresh is always best. Just, I think, flavor wise. Okay, put that in there like that. And then I have Dijon mustard, 2 tablespoons of Dijon mustard. Okay, put that in there. Oh, I love Dijon mustard. I just love the richness. You can use any, I like the flavor that the Dijon brings to this, but if you just have regular yellow mustard, if you have brown, use what you have. It's not a problem. A juice from 1 lemon. So if you want, you can save a little tiny bit of this juice and kind of drizzle it on top when you're done, or put the whole thing in. It's up to you. I always save a little tiny bit, especially if you're planning on storing these in the refrigerator for a couple days. Save a little bit of your lemon juice to drizzle in your avocado and then on top when you're finished. Okay. And then we have the tahini here. 1/2 cup of tahini. If you don't want that much, you can cut that in half. You can do a 1/4 cup of tahini. Just to use a little bit less, and then you can add maybe a little bit more mustard, another tablespoon of mustard, if you wanted to lower the amount of the tahini. Okay, then you just mix that up like that. Oh, it smells so good. I wish you guys could smell this. I really hope if you do try this recipe, please message me and let me know. I actually have this on. I might have taken it off this week. I always try to keep rotate my menu out so people don't get bored. But I've had this on for 2 weeks and I sell out every time. They're like, I don't know what's in there, but it's delicious. It's like, well, it's very good for you. Okay, here's your avocado. Just be very careful when you cut your avocado open. Okay. Use this side. Core's already out of it. So if you are going to store this, just put a little bit of your lemon juice on it like that. Okay. And then scoop it in your avocado. You're going to eat it just like this. Okay. Put it on there. I try to make it, we eat with our eyes first. So I always try to make things as pretty as I possibly can. Okay, and then you don't have to do this. I'm just saying you can put a little extra lemon juice. And then if you have guests coming over and you're serving it, I just take a little slice of lemon. And I take a little piece of dill. My little dill's sad because I put the lemon on it this whole time and now it's a little sad, but you get the point. And then you have a little avocado bowl. And then I'm gonna take this off now so I can show you. When you go to eat it, let me get out a fresh spoon. When you go to eat it, you just scoop right in and get the avocado with your chickpea filling. It's so good. It's so good. I don't want to pat myself on the back, but it's delicious.
It's beautiful.
Really yummy. Yeah. So that's that.
That is so cool. I love it.
Thank you. Do we have any more questions?
I'm looking, what kind of coffee do you drink? Is a question when you drink real coffee.
Yes. I just get organic coffee. We have there's a local coffee shop here. This family, quite lovely family. They started ordering meals from me actually, but they roast and do all of their own. So I would just say coffee is so heavily sprayed. So if you do get coffee, just get organic coffee from the store. Honestly, like I think the Whole Foods, they have a brand, but I think Sprouts has an organic, like I love Guatemalan, and I think the Guatemalan, and what was the other one I really liked? I can't remember the other one. But just organic. Like honestly, I'll just go to the grocery store and just pick up the first organic one that I find that's not like $30, it's like $11.99 or something, and I'll grab that one. So, but I use a local guy to answer your question.
Great, thank you. Donna says, do you do hot foods like cooked vegan and veggies?
Oh yeah, absolutely. When I cook my veggies though, it's always al dente. I'll blanch something very quickly. There's certain vegetables where it boosts, like I think it's broccoli. If you blanch the broccoli, it actually boosts the nutrients in it. You don't lose them. A lot of times when you cook vegetables, you lose those nutrients. So it's like, what's the point? So I just al dente. I don't overcook anything.
That's nice. And there's a question from Chrissy, would smoothies every day have the same benefits? I'm not sure what you mean, the same benefits as what?
Probably as juicing. So I'm assuming. So yes, actually there's this whole debate on juicing versus smoothies, because when you juice, you remove most of the fiber, right? So you're getting a lot of that fructose from, and if you juice like apples or oranges or whatnot. So smoothies are great when you do keep the skin on everything, keep the skin on your beets, the skin on your carrots, the skin on your apples. Obviously don't keep the skin on your orange, but when you juice the orange, put the whole orange, or sorry, when you blend the orange, because that pith is what has the fiber in it, which is what's going to counteract the sugar. So smoothies are really, really great because you can actually get all of that fiber. When you juice, you extract that fiber. I personally my journey started with juicing. I was juicing mainly leafy greens and just using lemon and throwing in the pineapple core. I don't really juice a lot of fruits for that sugar reason. So I do juice, but then I take like the beet and the carrot and the kale pulp that comes out of my juicer, and I use it as salad topping. So I'll like sprinkle it over some salad. So that way I'm still, zero waste. I try to be zero waste. So I sprinkle all of that on top and just start adding it to my salad. So I'm still getting that. And then whatever's left, I just put on the compost.
Great, thank you. And there's a question from Lisa. What kind of education did you get?
I went to IIN and got I got certified as a health and wellness coach. And aside from that, I just read a ton of books from amazing doctors. I mean, I actually just cleared out a closet with like all of the books and put them in a box. I'm like, oh, I want to reread this one again. This one was good. How Not to Die, Eat to Live, all of those good ones.
Well, if you eat to live, then you know how not to die.
Right, exactly.
How did the food truck competition show come about?
It's so funny. My mom actually told me, hey, the Food Network's having auditions for the Great Food Truck Race. So I just submitted an application, and it was like a year later. I had forgotten about it, and I was styling, and I remember the exact moment I got the phone call. I was organizing socks on a table for a major sports brand that I'm not going to mention, and I was like, this can't be the rest of my life. Like, I can't sit and organize 200 socks anymore, like I can't, like, there has to be something more than this. And my phone rang, and I picked it up, and I was going through a terrible breakup. I was just in a really low spot, and I got a phone call that was like, "Hi, this is so-and-so from Food Network. We got your application to be on the Great Food Truck Race." And I was like, my prayers have been answered. I freaked out. I was like, oh my gosh, it's been like a year. So we had to do like all of the interviews. I had to come up with, a team, and I couldn't get any, and all of my friends are in the same industry, work production, doing wardrobe styling. And everyone's like, when you have a job, you can't say no, you need to take the job. So they're all like, I can't be on the show with you. So I finally got one of my really good friends. I'm like, please do the show with me. And I put a thing on Facebook and had a bunch of messages and found the third teammate. Had no idea who she was. We met her, and I was like, okay, you want to go on this crazy ride with us? And she was like, sure, but you have to tune in to see what happens with that.
I have to find that. If you can find it, let me know, and I'll put a link. But that sounds like a lot of fun. Did you always enjoy cooking and creating recipes?
Yes. So ever since I was a kid, my mom had those, you remember those recorders with those little tiny baby tapes? Well, when she was in college, she had those, and she would record her lectures. Well, I found it, and I started recording myself in the Julia Child voice, making anything and everything I could in the kitchen. I would take, I think I took a can of Pepsi. I was like 9. I took a can of Pepsi with the Pepsi colors, the red and the blue. Like, I'm completely against all of this now, obviously. And I made cookies, Pepsi Cola cookies. And I don't think that they were actual cookies. I handed them out around the neighborhood. Like, those couldn't have been good. So I just started cooking in the kitchen and pretending I was Julia Child and creating a bunch of different recipes. My grandma actually is the one that taught me how to cook. So she's actually English, but she married my grandfather, who was Italian, or is Italian. And he would swear she was like a little old Italian lady. And she taught me all the great Italian recipes. And she's one that got me in the kitchen. So I've been cooking since I was a kid, just creating a bunch of recipes.
That's cool. Have you been able to influence any friends or family to adopt a plant-based diet?
Oh yeah. Lots of friends. The one friend that went vegan with me, and then her boyfriend started doing it. I was running I actually did this 10 days. I first ran it as a challenge, and I can't remember how many people I had signed up. I think we had like almost 30 people sign up, and a bunch of people, like 10 plus people, went vegan after doing that challenge. You're like, wow, it's actually not that bad. It's like the key to this lifestyle, I think, to any way of eating, is just being prepared, having the right things in your cupboards, when you need to just whip something together, having the staples. And that really helped everyone, is just having this guide, and it comes with a shopping list, having the shopping list, and just everything right there. So yeah, a lot of people went vegan after that, and it was random, just things I didn't know. And months later, this one girl that did it just sent me an email that was like, I never told you this, but I'm 6 months vegan now, ever since doing your 10-day challenge. Thank you so much. You've changed my life. Yeah, it's so funny, because it warms my heart so much to hear that. And every time I get a message like that, I just cry. I'm like, that's amazing. I changed someone's life. It's like, that's just all I want. That's all I want to do, is just to get messages like that of people that, have been touched by this. And it's huge,
That's so rewarding. Diane has a fun question. Can you do a Julia Child impersonation?
Oh, I'm so embarrassing. No, it's so bad. I don't know. Let me see. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm going to do this. Okay. So then you put the filling in the avocado and put your lemon on top. Yeah. Oh, well, something like that.
That's cute. That's adorable. Do you teach in person at your collective, classes or cooking classes or lifestyle classes, or even online?
at my wellness retreats, I do a demo, and I actually started doing donation-based cooking classes during the pandemic. I was like, I have an audience now because no one can go anywhere and there's no excuse. So I started teaching online cooking classes during the pandemic. But since I opened up this kitchen, I have like zero time to do those classes. I really need to get back to doing them though, because people really appreciate it. You get a little, packet that has your shopping list and what to prep ahead of time. For instance, like have your water boiled in your oven on 425 or whatever, and it just tells you everything. And then we go through and we cook together and I tell you all of the health benefits with to everything that you're eating. And people really did enjoy those. I miss those. Need to do
Oh,
those.
nice. All right. Well, this is good. You're so inspiring.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, and cute too. Jerry says Jacqueline is so cute. Yes,
Oh,
absolutely.
thank you.
Yeah. Well, if the chef thing doesn't work out, maybe you could be a Julia Childs impersonator. Who knows?
Yeah, there you go.
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much. This was so much fun, and I wish you every success with your cheese sauce when it comes out.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you for having me on your show. I really appreciate it. And I love what you're doing, giving everyone a platform to help other people. I think it's incredible. So thank you.
Thanks. That's exactly what I was going for. Thank you so much, Jacqueline. Thank you for your patience at the beginning. I was freaking out because I connected to Jacqueline, but I couldn't connect to you guys. And you were just calm cool as a cucumber.
Yeah, we got it figured out.
We got to figure it out. That one phone call, whatever that computer guy said on the phone, turned out it was right. So thank you so much, Jacqueline. And thanks all of you for watching another episode of Chef AJ Live. Please come back tomorrow when we have Dr. Doug Lyle talking about the secret to perfect relationships. That's a must see, don't you think? Absolutely. Take care. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye.